sector is clear.
Give us everything we got!
Lego Batman, a pretty fun Lego game, and one of its best parts, I would say, is its bosses. Now, that's what we're going to be doing, is ranking all of them. People that have multiple boss fights, only one of their boss fights will be included, and, so like Harley Quinn, her main boss fight is the only one that's going to be included. So, yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the boss ranking. Coming in at number 16 is Harley Quinn. She's really not that bad of a boss. I just found her really easy. I found her really annoying because what she does is she goes around and flips, and I couldn't figure that out for a good solid 15 minutes, which really ruined the experience probably for me. And then she just does flips, you follow her around, and she gets dizzy, and then you punch her. You do that 6 times, and then the boss fight's over. So, for me, that was just really disappointing, and that's why it comes in at the bottom. So, coming in at number 15 is Killer Croc. I was severely disappointed by this boss fight, because Killer Croc is one of my favorite DC villains, and for him to just end up being this big beefy person where all you do is dodge a couple things he throws at you, punch him 3 times, and repeat was very severely disappointing. The only reason he's above of Harley Quinn is because he isn't annoying, so that is why he comes in at the number 15 spot. Coming in at the number 14 spot is the helicopter boss fight at the top of the tower. So basically what you do is, it's simple, he tries to kill you, shoots guns at you, you build this water bubble gun thing that's kind of a turret, and he flies around off screen, then back on screen, then you have to hit him, and you do that 2 more times, repeated. It's very easy, it's not too difficult, but I did find it, better than the other 2 due to the fact that it's not boring or annoying. It actually could require a tiny bit of aiming skill. So yeah, that's why it comes in at number 14. Coming in at number 13 is the Catwoman boss fight. She is very similar when it comes to Harley Quinn. When it comes to just, she will dodge, but then you fight her, but she has more health, and also I find her dodging a lot less annoying, as well as the ending cutscene kind of gives it a little more of a push. But overall, the boss fight is pretty decent and better than all the others. My only downfall is that she dodges a lot sometimes, and all it is a basic beat 'em up. So yeah, that's why it comes in at number 13. Coming in at number 12 is the first boss fight in the game, Clayface. Now, he is definitely not a terrible boss fight in any means, but for the first boss fight, he's extremely easy. All you do is punch him, and then do a couple other things. The reason he's so much higher is because he has variety in his boss fight, where you punch him, then blow things up, and then you throw your batarang. So his variety moves him up on the list, and yeah, that's why he's at number 12. Coming in at number 11 is Poison Ivy. Her boss fight really isn't hard at all. It's slightly disappointing. All it is plants will shoot out the pieces of bombs, their own demise, which you have to then build, blow it up, do that 3 times, and then she'll jump out of a plant, and she'll have 3 hearts, I believe, and you'll just punch her, and then the fight is over. It's extremely simple, and then she tries and seduces Robin at the end, but, it doesn't work, because Batman's there, so yeah, that's why it comes in at number 11, because of the bombs. The bombs are kind of cool. I like to blow stuff up. But otherwise, it's fairly simple, but it's got a nice setting. So, that's why it comes in at number 11. First of all, can we look at my boy's ugly face? Like, look at that. He's got whiskers. Anyway, coming in at number 10 is Madhatter. Between Ivy, Madhatter, and the next spot, it's been really difficult to rank these ones because I feel they are all decent in their own way. And I put Madhatter in the middle because I find it extremely simple. The puzzles to do are not hard. I just put it in the middle because you get to watch him fall in acid, and that's really funny to watch. So, yeah, he really doesn't have any saving graces besides a funny thing. and you kind of just punch him a couple times. He's not bad, but he is definitely not good, so that's why he comes in at number 10. Coming in at number 9 is Scarecrow. Now, I really like the Scarecrow design in this game. I think it is cool. I like how he has stitches going across his mouth. I like how it is an actual more Scarecrow-y costume than other Scarecrow ones. And to let a design like that go to waste for this boss fight really disappoints me. It's a plain boss fight where what you do is you shoot him a couple times, then use the helicopter to grab him, throw a bomb at him, rinse and repeat 2 more times. That is very disappointing, but I like vehicle levels. I know, unpopular opinion. I like vehicle levels. So, I don't think it was terrible. But I can go back and forth on this and Madhatter, but I chose to go with Scarecrow because I feel like vehicle levels give more variety, and for it to be in a vehicle level, even though I think it's a waste of potential for its design, puts it over Madhatter, and yeah, that's why it's at number 9. Coming in at number 8 is the Joker fight. Now, I know, the final boss fight in the game literally only being the average boss. How? Well, it's because it's another basic beat 'em up. The only reason he is up this high is because he has his electric hand thing and a larger health bar. I find the electric hand thing really funny, and his larger health bar gives him a longer amount of time to punch him over and over again. So, yeah, it's also, the Joker and the final boss in the game. So, that, if you choose to go that route, it was intended to be the final boss. So, that gives it a couple steps up, but still it is only a decent boss fight, and I do not think it holds up to what is upcoming for these bosses. Coming in at number 7 is Killer Moth. Also, I think his design is really freaking stupid. Why did they choose Killer Moth of all the people in the game? Okay, besides the point. Killer Moth's boss fight is actually pretty unique and is one of the only boss fights. I think it's the only boss fight where you have to use Robin's tech suit, which is one of my more likable suits in the game. I think it's creative because that you have to do the tech suit, which will then turn on some lights. You pull the switches and a light bulb turns on, and it uses actual physics to actual real life stuff to where that moths are attracted to light. And so he will go and touch it, you'll beat him up, and then you'll repeat the process. But I think it was extremely creative, and that's why it's, one of the higher rated boss fights, is because of its creativity. Yeah, that's why it comes in at number 7. Coming in at number 6 is Mr. Freeze. Look at that ultimate Chad, by the way. Like, my god. Mwah. Anyway, coming in at number 6 is Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze is probably, in my opinion, the hardest boss in the game, and that is due to the fact that it takes some time to figure out how to actually be able to get past his freeze ray. It took me, on my second playthrough, a good 15 minutes still. It took me still a good 15 minutes to figure out how to fight him. When it's throwing the batarang, he gets all disappointed in himself, I guess, and then you punch him a couple times, and that's when it ends. So that for me took forever, and then I liked the hot liquid that you have to jump over with Robin, even though everyone hates Robert. But yeah, overall it's a decent boss, and he's rated this high because of his difficulty and his just, trying to figure it out. That's why he comes in at number 6. Coming in at number 5 is TwoFace's Armored Van. First of all, I like its design. It represents TwoFace, as his character is split into 2. So might as well have your van split into 2 as well. But then again, I think this is one of the better vehicle levels just in general of any Lego game, and I think its boss fight also reflects how decent of a level it is. The boss fight really isn't that hard. You just shoot it a bunch, take it over to the thing, and then take it over to the bat signal. They will drop some bomb on it, and then it'll explode. You do that 3 times. You can cheese it a little bit and just immediately shoot it again, so you don't have to take it far. But if you miss, of course, he does give you a run for his money, along with the TwoFace, um, little drones that'll drive around and blow you up, and then of course him himself driving around and blowing you up. So I think it's a decent boss, and I think it goes along well with that level, so that's why it comes in at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is ManBat. Again, this is one of my more likable ManBat designs in any Batman thing that I've seen, and I also think that its boss fight is pretty decent. You use he's flying around the map after you beat him up a couple times, and then what you do is you use this, you build a record player, it plays music, and then hopefully you can punch him in time, or he can land on a bomb that he drops, and that'll explode him. I think it's pretty creative, and I also just really think that the level, overall, my favorite level in the game, makes it better than it was. So yeah, that's why it comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 is the Penguin. Now, this spot and the next spot were definitely the hardest to rank out of the entire list. Now, the reason I think that the Penguin comes in at number 3 is because I think it's a little less, it's not as lengthy, and it's just not as fun, because all you really do, it's still amazing for this game, but what you do is you make penguins that explode go to generator things, blow them up after hitting this pinwheel thing with the batarangs. Catwoman will try and jump in with goons and try and stop you, and then eventually Penguin will come in and try to do the job himself, and you really just fight him. So I still think it's a pretty good boss fight, but just compared to number 2, I don't think it can stack up. But also, it has better things than number 2, and this spot was definitely hard to rank, but Penguin comes in at number 3. And coming in at the number 2 spot is the Riddler / TwoFace fight. It starts out with TwoFace seeming like he's going to be the main boss in the pit of acid, and you have to fight him, then build a boat, and then go and attack him, and you do half his health, and it's an amazing part, I think, an amazing part of the level, and makes it extremely good. And then he runs away, so you're like, oh, I guess, we have to follow him and try and beat him up some more. Then you go and fight him again, but this time Riddler is there, and you have to destroy these boxes, which will then make Riddler destroy the boxes, and that'll knock TwoFace, and then TwoFace will come down, you'll knock him out, and then Riddler will come down and fight him. And I just think it is slightly better than the Penguin and Catwoman boss fight, due to the fact that the boss fight has more longevity, and goes throughout the entire level mainly, rather than just the very end of the Penguin level. Also, instead of just TwoFace being the side character that gets no health bar and doesn't even matter, he actually plays a pretty pivotal role in trying to stop you from getting to Riddler, and that is why it comes in at the number 2 spot. Coming in at number 1 is the Penguin Submarine boss fight. Now, I adore this boss fight for this video game. I think it is by far none the best boss fight that this game has to offer. I love this level entirely. I love how good of a level it is. And the fact that it ends off with the best boss fight in the entire game, it just makes it even better. It's Penguin Submarine. It's an unmanned submarine, and basically what you do is you gotta shoot its sides, and then once they're exposed, you use a bomb and blow it up. And then there's these penguin drones that you have to use these bombs against. And I also just love how it's a little more difficult than the rest of the bosses, and as well as the fact that you can, unlike all the other bosses in the game, this one, you can tell, is slowly taking damage and is showing wear and tear, for the fact that it is becoming the end, you know, and that is the whole reason it comes in at the #1 spot. So thank you guys for coming to watch this Lego Batman boss ranking. I know I haven't posted in a while, but you know, who cares, man? I'll post when I want. And I just felt this was fitting for me to post. I don't know why, I just did. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys all next time. Peace